Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this glorious sunrise safari. Starting off our day with the spectacular elephant bull, and he is absolutely gorgeous. What a way to start the day. An elephant in the sunrise underneath the beautiful marulas. Quite spectacular. And a very warm welcome to all of you to our sunrise safari. For those of you joining us for the first time, my name is Jame. I have Andrew on camera with me this morning. Brent will be out on Rusty with Bryan. And we have all kinds of exciting things on the cards for all of you. Don't forget, we are coming to you live from Jame and Arathusa Game Reserves within the Sabi Sands in the Greater Kruger National Park of South Africa. And not only are we live, but we're also interactive. So if you have questions that you'd like to send through or comments that you'd like to make, you can do that on hashtag SafariLive on Twitter, or you can email through to questions@wildearth.tv. And what a stunning morning it is proving to be. This lovely elephant bull. I think it's the same one that we've seen a couple of times on Jame recently. He is sort of in must. I'm not sure if he's going into his must cycle or coming out of it. He hasn't quite got to the stage of urine dribbling, but he's definitely secreting from his temporal glands. But a completely peaceful scene. He's completely ignoring us. Every now and again he looks back at us and then carries on with his morning breakfast. Crunch goes the sickle bush. Just watch the dexterity of that trunk. And he's probably, look at that hole in his ear. We'll always know which elephant this is. Perfect identifying feature. Is he going to reach up? Yes, he is. Look at that. Oh. I'm not quite sure why he decided to headbutt that marula bough. And it's still fascinating to watch. The only animal out here that is capable of feeding higher than a giraffe is. An elephant standing on his back legs. And while we've been sitting waiting to start off our morning safari, he's done this a few times. And in fact, just before we went live, he crouched down on his knees, his back legs bending, so that he could stretch his head right up. Unfortunately, even for this enormous gentleman, the marula trees that he's standing under are just that little bit too tall. Oh, time for a scratch. They might not be the best for feeding, but it makes for a good rubbing post. And no matter who you are, or where you are in the world, there is nothing like that tremendous sense of peace that an elephant bull just somehow gives off. Peace and wisdom. And he's not a young gentleman by any means. His temporal area is starting to sort of become indented. There you can see the glands secreting from just behind his eyes as he wanders forward. And that's what led me to believe that he is in must, coming into or coming out of the must cycle. The doves are calling, the hardy-dars are calling, the sun is giving the pinkish tinge to the sky as our gentleman wanders off. So, plans for this morning. Where should we begin? Yesterday, apparently, Steph had Karula and James had Tingana drinking around the Jame Dam pan. For those of you who are unfamiliar with those names, they are two leopards, one female, one male. And I would love to know where they went last night. I know that Lucy in Indiana heard hyenas calling, which is fairly standard. First thing in the morning, they're quite close to the den site. And that constant whoop that we wake up to every morning is spectacular. Woo! Oh, look at him. Stretching up. Sorry, let me duck down. Beautiful. We also received a message first thing this morning that one of the viewers heard a leopard sawing on the Jame Dam camera last night. And I think that came from Star. Thank you for sending through your email and that update. Not quite sure what time it is. Oh, reaching up, those are just within his reach. Give it a good yank. There we go. Stripping the branch. See if we can reposition. I think he's going to move down towards quarantine, actually. That wonderful open area. See if we can catch up with him. Yes, Brent and myself are planning a joint search for those two leopards. It's figure out where they've gone. Let me just contact him on the Game Drive channel. I know he was trying to talk to me earlier. Brent for Jame.
Jame, I'm Bryan from the boat leopards went into the Milwaukee and headed south. And then drive this back.
Copy that. Once I'm finished with the Sindorf, and I'll go check Reader's Nest.
Copy, I'm doing 2 down for the south.
Copy. Brent and I are just planning our routes so that we don't check the same place twice. Apparently, yesterday they both... Oh, there we go. We can smell him nicely. Hello, boy. And the smell of a musk elephant is very different from the normal elephant smell. Usually elephants give off this wonderful grassy scent. A warm mixture of elephant dung and the mammal smell is one of my favorite scents to start the day with. In this case, it carries an extra tinge of hormonal smell. I don't know how else to describe it. It's a very musky scent. Now, in theory, oh my word, look, it's all the impala and Juma. Absolutely enormous herd. Dashing away from the elephant bull. It's not unheard of for elephants to chase impala. Sometimes I think they do it just for the fun of it. And they've all woken up after a night spent on the open area of quarantine clearings. I'm nibbling away, having some breakfast. This herd is enormous. There must be about 50 or more impala here. And in fact, 1 zebra, 2 zebras at the back there. Little ones picking their way after the adults. There's our zebra coming through. And a little foal. And some gentlemen starting off their morning with a sparring session. A couple of 2-year-old males preparing for the rut. I want to reposition, but I actually think I'm just going to wait, because I think there's a good chance they're going to come out towards us into the open. No, not that way. Oh no, it's not that way. There we go. Oh, 1 2-year-old, 1 3-year-old, by the looks of things, judging by the horn size. Definitely a mismatched battle there. And that gorgeous ewe. So easy to overlook impala when you get used to seeing them. You forget just how graceful and dignified they really are. Those skinny limbs are immensely powerful. Yesterday we started off our morning with the wild dogs chasing impala around Sydney's dam. That turned out to be the beginning of quite a frenetic morning, with 2 wild dog packs meeting around Sydney's dam, chasing each other around. We still don't know the actual outcome of that particular encounter. It seems as though it was a fairly, not necessarily peaceful, but an uneventful clash. Nobody seemed to have been injured, But apparently, the last time that those two packs met, and this is something that I didn't discuss on yesterday morning's Sunrise Safari, but I discovered afterwards, the last time those two packs met, they actually killed... I think it might have been the Investic pack lost an adult member to the Sands pack. Sorry, let me just get that message from Brent again. Sorry, Brent, what was the position of those tracks?
Twin Dams, Spaghetti Junction, heading south.
Copy that, thank you. So Brent is already on male leopard tracks. Yes, little impala, you picked a battle with a male that's far larger than you are. The range of motion that these impala can actually reach is stunning to watch. I'm just racing around, full of the joys of the morning. And our zebra mother, joined by another member of the herd. Tails already swishing off the flies, despite the earliness of the hour. All accompanied to the wonderful soundtrack of that elephant bull that's still out of view at the moment, but still we can hear him blowing dust over himself, pulling down branches, cracking trees. The soundtrack of the bush. Before I start off my engine, look at the sky. And while we look at the sky and listen to the sound of the elephant bull cracking the branches, Autumn, who is watching on YouTube, Autumn would like to know, how big can an elephant bull get? And this particular gentleman is large, but not by far the largest elephant I've ever seen. So Autumn, we're looking at about 6 tons. So 6,000 kilograms, that's about roughly 12,000 or 12,500 pounds. Where's he gone? I can hear him. I can't see him, however I can see the sun poking its head over the horizon. I'm going to stop when I've got a nice clear view of it. Autumn, a good 5 to 6 meters at the shoulder. No, sorry, I'm being very silly. Not 5 to 6 meters at the shoulder, 5 to 6 meters that they can reach up to with their trunks. And probably, I would say, 4 to 5 meters at the shoulder would be a good height estimate, which is about right up to close to 15 feet in height. And you don't realize just how big an elephant bull really is until you are next to him, or in fact have a comparison of him standing, for example, next to a house or a car. Look at that. Looks like something out of a movie or a film. Breathtaking sunrise. But that sunrise is a reminder that we have things to find. We can't linger too long. We need to go and locate those leopards. I'm going to go and help Brent. He apparently has found tracks wandering south down Twin Dams. There's our wonderful elephant bull. And Autumn, if I were to estimate how big this Ellie bull is, I would say that he is at least twice my height. I'm about 5'7", to give you a rough perspective. You don't realize until you're standing right next to them just how incredible those animals really are. Right, well, I think it's time for Brent to say good morning while we head off to help him with the tracks. So let's pop over onto the back of his vehicle.
Good morning and welcome to the Sunrise Safari. We're on leopard tracks. It looks like Tingana from last night. My name's Brent. I have Bryan Jame on camera and we're fresh on the hunt for Tingana. Unfortunately, I think he is going to pass through our traverse area and I'm going to show you why I think that. So the tracks are going straight down Twin Dams Road, and this is the track in particular I wanted to show you. Well, now I've lost it. There it is. And you see here, Bryan? Yep. So here is his track. There's a hippo track that is on top of his track, which means his track was early in the evening, and the hippo, probably later or early this morning, has walked across the top. So I know you guys saw him towards the end of the sunset safari last night. So I think he left the pan and he marched, frog marched by the looks of things. He's been going straight with great purpose to the south. We're probably about 300 meters from our the southern end of our traverse zone. And I'm hoping, with all hopes, that he's caught something before we got there. It's quite a different morning. We've been having some spectacular sunrises. This morning, the fluffy clouds are making it a little bit later, but you can see that incredible red glow popping through the bush there. And hopefully once we get through to a bit more open, we'll see that magnificent light coming through. And Bryan and I were discussing a lot of the clouds this morning look like cotton candy. So fluffy. So for those of you who are new, you'll notice my head hanging off the side of the vehicle quite often. And that's just checking up on those tracks to make sure I haven't missed where they've gone off.
Guys, look at this. It's insane. I don't know where it came from. I didn't know it was here. But it's a good start to the morning. I need to call Brent. Sorry, bear with me. Brent, there's wild dogs on the western side of quarantine. How's that for a start to the morning? This is insane. I stopped to look at a Franklin. Hello, good morning. Where did you look? They've killed something. This is incredible.
Jame, what's the general direction?
They're stationary for now. They've bundled something up. Look at that. Wow, what a way to start the morning. Hello, you lot. Where on earth did you come from? Well, apparently they've just been waiting here the entire time. We barely needed to move 500 meters from camp. And Africa is always providing us with the most incredible sights. I wonder what they've killed. Munching away, I'm fairly certain it's an impala. This is why, Andrew, this is why there were no animals on quarantine earlier. I started off the morning by saying it's so quiet. Where is everything? And the answer is here. And this is why. Wild dog luck. Looks like the Sands pack. There's definitely more adults than the Investic pack around here. Oh, bless you. One of them just sneezed. There's a sneaky one. Look here. Just underneath that tree. Munching away. How cool is this? Starting off the morning surrounded by one of Africa's most endangered, in fact, Africa's most endangered predator. And whatever they've munched on is definitely hasn't been enough to satiate this pack's appetite. This is one of the most incredible sightings to have. Let's go forward a little bit, see if we can work out what they've killed. I have had the most ridiculous luck. Oh, no, they're finished. Hello, you. Hello, puppy. Oh, but you got so big. Little female pup here. Hello, good morning. Those giant Mickey Mouse ears already on alert, waiting for the next decision to be made. as to where they're going to go. They've got another one coming forward. This is incredible. You can see how close they are to the vehicle. And the intelligence in those eyes. The most altruistic of all of the social predators. Here we go, we've got squeaking happening over that piece of kill. Hello, you. Little male pup now. And there we go. It's my piece of kill. Even position quickly. Oh, where's that pup gone? Right behind me. Yeah. Okay, awesome. One of those things you've got to be careful of with wild dogs. They like to position themselves right next to your vehicle. And obviously I don't want to have a negative impact on them. I think we should get Brent here because this pack is mobile. Some of them are on quarantine clearings already. And you know what Brent is like when wild dogs are involved. You can just imagine the mad race that he's currently doing to get to us. Bryan, better hold on. Oh, quite dense vegetation in here. Oh, ooh. Defensive over what looks like, must have been I think it's a steenbok. All that's left is the ears. But definitely not enough for a pack that is 15 members strong. I'm so excited, you have no idea. This is such a thrill. And you can see why they have the name, not just African wild dog, and in fact, unusual amount of defensive, not unusual, but interesting amount of defensiveness over that kill. Quite often.
Jamie, I'm coming up for the one's front line about his quarantine. Confirm, just take the...
Sorry, guys.
Track next to the push to the side.
What you got there? That's affirmative. There's some of the adults on the clearing itself. Just take that 2-track. Awesome. It actually looks like a scrub hare, guys, which definitely isn't a suitable meal for a big pack like this. I was saying before Brent started arriving that quite often, even with a small amount of food, if a wild dog, and there's one more there that's still munching on something, but I'm going to reposition because I'm going to come out onto the clearing. But quite often, if a wild dog shows the right amount of submissiveness, they will be allowed to take the food from another individual, particularly with pups. I can't move at the moment. There's a wild dog behind me. Brent, I can hear already on his way. The accelerator is flat to the floor. Find our way back out of here. What an awesome start to the morning. I'm so happy. How's that, Andrew? Andrew's chuffed. How's this? Wild dogs all over the show, just because. Oh, which way are we going to go, wild dogs? Why are we going back that way? The front runner with the kill, accompanied by an entourage of... Brent racing in, excited by the wild dogs. Now what I'd love to do is get a proper count of how many wild dogs are here. And I think from that perspective, Brent might have a better view. Let's pop over to Brent and find out what he's seeing from his perspective.
Look at this. This wild dog is literally half a centimeter from me. My favorite animals, and so exciting. Bryan, where are they? Are they moving or? So they've stopped just behind the vehicle. I'm just going to turn around. So it looks like they've killed something. I think Jame thought it looked like a steenbok. One ran right next to us with those ears in its mouth, and I think Jame is spot on. It does look like a steenbok. I'm not sure which pack this is yet. Very difficult to see there. We've got some, well, I don't know if we can call them puppies anymore, but sub-adults. On Twin Dams Road, and this is the track in particular I wanted to show you. Well, now I've lost it. There we go, they're fighting over the remnants. There we go, you can see the ears in its mouth, but they're heading back towards quarantine, so let's jump back on with Jame.
3 adults on the move. They're going in the wrong direction, though. The entire impala herd, half of Juma's population, it appears, is off to the east or the west of us. They're racing east. I need to really accelerate to keep up with them. That speed and athleticism. Here comes one of them, still with a piece of kill. Look at them go. Such an awesome sight. We have Brent accelerating behind me. I'm going to try and loop around ahead of them. One, two, three, four, five, 6 adults. I've said that it was the Sands pack. I might have got that wrong. I'm not entirely sure. There they go. 1, 2, there's actually 7 of them coming through here. It's so tricky to tell because if it is the Sands pack, then they might have left the pups off somewhere else. I'm letting Brent go around ahead of them. And you can see their hunting method at work. Just a loose trot, seeking out any kind of prey species that happens to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Brent's around in front. Let's race to catch up. And while we do, let's get Brent's perspective.
The Investec pack. So we think this is the Investec pack. I'm trying to count, but they're all over the place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So definitely think Investec pack. We're surrounded by dogs. Jame is going to go loop around again. Look at that one on the stump. A tree climbing dog. It's still carrying the steenbok's ears. Not often you see a wild dog. Ah, there we go. We can actually see it's not a steenbok. It's actually a scrub hare. And then we can see it's definitely a scrub hare. And aren't those markings incredible? What a fantastic morning. We've barely been out, and we're with the most endangered canid in southern Africa. There's only about 4,500 wild dogs left in Africa. Oh, there's big games going on here, chasing each other, full of the joy of life this morning. And that, oh, look, coming in. Look at them go. And you can hear that really high-pitched squeaking. Oh, this is amazing. Morning, Andrew. My dash quarantine. 2 stations here. Look at that, right right up to the vehicle. Isn't that amazing?
Two Bemmings to the planes pan, and I think one's extra fuzz or so.
Look at that, right next to us. They're literally so close we can't even get the camera on them. The rest of the pack are coming. It looks like there's going to be... The adults are actually just watching this from a distance. They're right next to Jame over there. And I thought for a second they were going to charge in to join the game. Is that a disapproving mom and dad look? Oh, here they come. Look. The game's continuing. And the one who's still got the scrub hair, not letting go of that little tidbit. Oh, look at that jumping. I hope you guys are getting some fantastic screenshots. And I challenge you guys to share your screenshots. Oh, straight over the bush. And that click is my camera. So I challenge. So after drive today, I'll put up my best photograph from this wild dog sighting, and you guys do the same. We can do that on the SafariLIVE page or on Twitter with the hashtag SafariLIVE.